ready?
So we've got Kay Brown with Sweat and Swag Fitness. Whenever you're ready.
Fitness salute to you all today. I am Kay Brown, and I was a Marine for 13 years. But I've also been a hip hop dancer for about 15 years, and my comrades in arms call me the Dancing Marine, because if I wasn't working, I was teaching them and their families how to stay healthy and fit through hip hop dance and plant-based nutrition. I was on a plant-based diet as an active duty Marine, and people always ask me why or how. So I told them why, and I definitely showed them how. Here's my why. When I was 14 years old, I lost my grandfather to a massive heart attack. His heart was very stressed from poor eating, and he was sedentary. But he raised me. He was my everything, my father, my provider, my source of love. And losing him absolutely devastated me. But it was at this moment in my life I realized I wasn't only going to personally exercise and eat right, but I was going to teach others how to be fit. And that's why I started Sweat and Swag Fitness. We are a hip-hop dance studio that serves plant-based drinks, which you all have on the table there, and meals. Millions of people love and embrace hip-hop culture. All ages, races, men, women, and children. It's the most fun and entertaining genre, and the dancing aspect is also fun. I started Sweat and Swag Fitness in 2014, and I have helped over 75 clients sweat until they got their swag back. Our revenues have gone from $11,000 to $28,500 in 2 years. But it's time to grow and help more people. The capital from this competition will be used to transition my business from one-on-one coaching and meal preparation to a brick and mortar location for group dance classes in our studios, that's plural, and group meal preparations in our cafe. Our revenues will grow to $150,000 via annual memberships and food sales. It's the full Sweat and Swag experience that will keep people coming back for more and bringing their friends and family. I'm on a mission to change the course of lives and legacies through hip hop and plants. So I say to you this morning, welcome to the green age of hip hop. Our mission is teaching the world health and fitness, through hip hop culture and plant-based nutrition. Problems that we're solving or that are worth solving: dance fitness for all, plant-based nutrition, creates a safe and positive environment. We definitely do a lot of community outreach, and building positive platforms for the hip-hop community. Our solution, the mission, is to change the course of lives and legacies through hip-hop and plants. Our target market is the primary school age group, secondary school age, adults, children under 5 years, and seniors. Basically, we cover it all. We have a little bit of everything for everyone, and we are in the business of longevity. So we know health and wellness is key, because without good health, you don't have a long-lasting life. Our competitive landscape, some of our competitors here are local dance studios, Biofusion Dance, Fields Dance Studio, Beauty for Ashes, and other local eateries that serve plant-based meals, but they're not solely plant-based. Funding that we're needing is roughly $70,000 to start with the brick and mortar. It's the least space to transition my business from one-on-one coaching and meal planning to group training and group meal preparation. Our sales channels that have been and are continuing to work for us, our Facebook business page, facebook.com/sweatandswag, word of mouth, our company website, email newsletters, online, and face-to-face. And one other sales channel that's up there, we do a lot of community work, as I mentioned before, in the school system. So currently, Sweat and Swag Fitness is working with Newport News Public Schools, Hampton Public Schools, and we're also becoming a vendor for Norfolk Public Schools to implement activity and to promote plant-based nutrition and wellness. Our marketing activities, majority of the marketing happens through our Sweat and Swag Facebook site. Other advertisements will be in print, sponsored events, radio, and television. Here are our financial projections. As I mentioned before, we are looking to grow to $150,000 via annual memberships and food sales. And to be the solo person, right now I have a lot of volunteers that come in and help with the company, but I am the main event, as we like to say. So that's a huge mile marker for us to go from $11,000 the first year being solo to $28,500, and we're projected to, fingers crossed, to $50,000 for 2017. So it has definitely gone up, and we're building our team. T and Key and Rolls, that is me, our nutrition evolution, or with the R, revolution, because it is a revolution. I'm Kay Brown, and our partners and resources, like I mentioned before, local schools. So we have Newport News Public Schools actually on board, Hampton Public Schools will be entering on the fall, and we're working on Norfolk Public Schools. And I also have to mention that we are partners with Hip Hop is Green, which is also a nationally recognized organization that does plant-based meals for different underserved communities, and we go in for free to the schools. We just had our event in Harlem, New York, where we went to one of the primary schools and said, hey, we're gonna offer a culinary concert. So we pulled in local artists. We have nationally, internationally recognized hip hop chefs. Myself, I'm also a chef included, a woman of many, many talents. And we gave this free meal to the parents, the teachers, and the students, and it was a hit. So starting in the fall of this year, we're doing a national tour with Hip Hop is Green, and I will be the facilitator for the first Hip Hop is Green chapter, which will be for the state of Virginia. And that is all I have for you today.
This timer and questions, ask away.
Yes, ma'am.
Plant-based foods are expensive when you compare it to your typical public school budget, really any school budget. Have you thought about how are you going to introduce an increase in purchasing of foods to public schools? How do you increase that and still help them to stay within their target market?
What we've also, I'm so glad you asked that question. What we've done with Newport News Public Schools is started, the Community Garden Project has been going on for quite some time. However, Sweat to Swag has also partnered with Juice Plus and Tower Gardens. And because a lot of those schools that I work with are Title I funded, we've actually worked in a way to write in their grant process, or when they do their grant processes, to include the funding for buying community gardens, which are the towers itself. So the children learn through STEM. They will learn how to balance the pH of these towers and grow their own produce. In turn, with the community garden, the school is now able to use what the children grow. Within 4 weeks' time, they're ready to harvest a lot of the greens and things that they plant. So it's just like it's going back into it's a cycle. So with that model, the schools are actually excited because that's the first thing they ask me when I go in, and they're like, okay, you know, this whole plant-based thing, this veganism, it's really expensive. Do we have to go to Whole Foods? And I said, hey, I grow a lot of my own food, and when I serve my clients for meal prep, a lot of that stuff comes from my own garden. So it's just a matter of having the technology in place, because we know soil planting, there's a lot of cultivating, which is good, motor skills, but with the tower gardens, I mean, it's set up for you, it's aeroponic, and it grows a lot quicker, so the students are able to experience that more. And we promote that in schools, yes.
Great job growing your revenues and actually making sales. That's amazing. And just curious, like what type of hip hop are you kind of implementing? And maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
Sure. There are 10 elements to hip hop culture. Don't know if you all do that, but the 10th element, actually, when we went to Harlem, we made a proclamation as health and wellness. Should be number 1, but it is number 10. I work with children mostly. I do a lot of adults, just basic fitness movements with dance, but with the kids, I always talk about the first 4 elements of hip hop. So we implement the DJ, because without the DJ, you don't have the music, you don't have the rhymes. And of course, as a dancer, I have a dance degree from Old Dominion University. I teach breaking 101. That is the first thing I start with my kids. So it's a lot of back spins and head spins, and I'm pushing 40. It gets a little hard sometimes, but the kids, I love them, and we always start with that element. And then we go into the street knowledge and the entrepreneurialism in hip hop and how to communicate within the community. And we really cover all 10 elements. And we're trying to make the 10th number 1. So I always put in, I have like a little rap, and I said, boom bap with the kale raps. And they're like, hey, what are the kale raps? Oh, it's an amazing thing. And then we do food samples and stuff like that. And then we dance. So that's how I implement hip hop.
Are you leveraging platforms? I saw your go-to-market plan with Facebook business page, but have you thought about kind of leveraging platforms like SoundCloud, which are there's probably like 17 artists in Atlanta right now that are like the next, whoever is the next guy in Atlanta. But you can get them for free and cheap right now, and they'll market and cross-promote with you, and they'll share to their audience. Or have you looked at like Musically which is about 100 million active daily users. And it's all music, it's a bunch of lip singing, and it's the demo between probably 13 to 18. And its future's a little bit unknown, but it's a great place to grow awareness. Have you started implementing a lot of your stuff into other platforms that might could get you additional awareness?
Definitely. We're very familiar with SoundCloud, and actually some of my kids that I work with use Musical.ly too. So I've become, through them teaching me, I've learned more about Musical.ly. But with SoundCloud, I have found local DJs that put their stuff on SoundCloud, and so we'll do events together, and I'm always about promoting every element. There's someone that has something to offer within each element, and so when we put all of them together, especially if it's local community, then now we have this hub, and we're covering everything at once, and so everyone gets the full experience of like hip-hop culture and everything that it has to offer, the positive aspects of it anyway. So yes, we have looked into that. Yes, ma'am.
So I wanted to say again that I think it's really awesome. The growth has been pretty steady with sales and things. And I love the energy that you're bringing to this idea. So if you could, can you sort of paint a picture of what Sweat and Swag looks like in 5 years from now? Where is it going to be? What is it doing? You know, like what's your vision, your big dream?
Big dream for Sweat and Swag Fitness is to really put hip hop on a platform where it's an actual performing art. It's not just something that we do necessarily in the streets, because as I mentioned before, and it's not just pulling numbers, literally millions of people love and embrace hip hop in some form or another. It is an international global phenomenon. And it's what I've noticed in the United States, and particularly here in the state of Virginia. We love hip hop, but it's more underground. And whereas in other countries, you have it like in your face. I mean, it started here in the United States. It started in New York. So I would like in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, I plan to be here for a very long time. I would love to see it as a performing art and actually seen in a positive light. And as far as Sweat and Swag is concerned, scalability, I want franchises. I want to branch out. I want everybody to get their swag back, have that experience. So that's where we're moving towards that. We got to get a brick and mortar first.
Is there a pop-up model for either your dance classes moving to the group format or your, food-based offerings that bridges the gap between your one-on-one and the group leased, build your own space thing that you're going for? Have you explored that?
Yes, we actually do. For the meal preparation part, we do soirees. So I come in and it's literally a group of friends. I have a lot of female clients that come in and they say, hey, I've got a group of girlfriends that want to come in. Can you prep a menu for us? And I literally I give them a list, what they like, or a menu, and they get all the groceries, and I come into their home and I prep their food for them and talk them through like healthier options and how to do meal planning, how it's sustainable so they don't necessarily